Hello and welcome
Hello.
to this week's episode of Distraction and Discussion. I am your host, Alex, the Mo to the Curly and Larry that is Scott and Dalton. Hi,
Hello.
fellas. How are you doing today?
Hi.
You guys doing all right? Ready to
Good.
ready to scream about some stuff and things?
Yeah.
We're gonna Scott and I are definitely going to attempt at rage. In the attempt of No Man's Sky. Scott, if I'm not mistaken, you as well as I got caught up in the hype train that was No Man's Sky.
Yeah.
So you're just as pleased about your experience with it as I am, and that's to say, not very.
Yeah. It was. They promised a lot of things that they didn't deliver.
Oh my
Supposedly,
God. You know what?
Supposedly, the new update fixes all those, but I don't know.
You know what? I just thought of this. I really want to. You remember the comparison video between the trailer we were promised and the game we got?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I want to find that clip real quick just to remind everybody.
That's fine because this game takes forever to start up.
Yeah, so we're gonna do that. Also, we've got a rage piece that we're gonna do before we do some gaming, and then later we actually do have a guest from chat that we're going to do a discussion with later, a little bit more focused. Big stuff in the news that actually has been overlooked by a lot of the outlets that I've seen, but we'll get to that. Let's see here. Well, if
Interesting piece.
I used the right computer to type, maybe it would be more effective.
The right computer to type. Problems to have.
Yeah, I'm having an issue that is definitely a picnic error.
Try not chink the ice. Clink the ice. Crink. There's a word there. Clink. Ratchet.
Go.
That's pretty clever.
Stalling for time. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. Let's go ahead. I actually just found it. So let's.
I pre-ordered No Man's Sky as well. I kind of know your feels.
Oh God, I didn't know that you were a victim as well, my friend.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, fellas.
That's pretty great. I didn't. I don't know. I guess I didn't mourn my money as much as some other folks, but yeah, I wasted it. I didn't even know that there was an update. That's how much I don't give a shit. I'm just like, fuck it.
It was supposed to change everything.
Yeah,
all right.
They just look hype. I remember showing this to people.
Yeah, me too. But let's go ahead and play this here to remind everybody what we were promised, and then shortly after what we got.
Welcome Jurassic Park nerd hype.
To Jurassic Park.
I mean, this looks brilliant.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, that's about it. Yeah, and
Just to draw a neat little bow around that.
The game was just like a chore more than like any fun. And you're surrounded by shit like that.
Yeah, it was very much not even a fun aspect. Part of me felt that way about everybody else's reaction to Sea of Thieves. I know you played a little bit of that, Scott.
Yeah.
But it seemed like it was the sandbox without sand.
Yeah. It was missing everything. Like there were no proper quests. When it launched, there were 2 quests.
What?
There was like a treasure hunt and collecting chicken.
That's some high quality storytelling.
Those sound like mini quests.
I know, like things you do on the side, maybe.
I mean, boating around and captaining a ship for a little bit was fun, but it ran out of content way too fast.
Yeah, I feel like that would have gotten old rather quickly.
Yeah. I feel like you're kind of being sold like a Red Dead Redemption game and getting No Man's Sky.
And thus I feel like No Man's Sky and this game are comparable.
I don't know.
Sea of
Maybe
Thieves.
that was a bad comparison.
Sea of
Now that I've-
Thieves.
Yes.
Uh,
Michael, the one that I played with you several months back.
apparently they added content.
Well, I may need to pick it up and try again. I'm trying this game again.
Sea of
Never
Thieves
thought
had
I'd do
content
that.
too.
Mostly probably at my behest. We can take. I don't know how well it. I don't think you can pause it all. Do you want to do the Joe Rogan clip before jumping into No Man's Sky? Knock that bad boy out.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right.
Fuck it.
I want to get into this because this is a.
Oh,
I
shut
think
up, Joe.
This is a fascinating
This is
thing
important.
with you personally. Your diet.
Oh, geez, he's gonna.
You're on
I'm
this-
not gonna be able to pause it. There we go. Okay. Do you want to set this up at all, Dalton?
Joe Rogan is that podcasting cool guy that has a pretty big platform that promotes a lot of people.
I think he's got the.
Jordan Peterson is somebody that I kind of wish wasn't promoted sometimes. And he kind of brings out, like he says in the beginning here, he'll like preface that this isn't like his area of expertise, and that's fair. But he does talk to a lot of people. It's kind of a problem.
And this is kind of a
You
long
don't
clip, so I will be jumping around a little bit.
do whatever you want to do.
But let's get the preface here.
I want to get into this because this is I think this is a fascinating thing with you personally. Your diet. You're on this carnivore diet
Yes.
now.
Okay, so I want to preface that with something. I am not a dietary expert, so I'm now
Right.
speaking as an uninformed citizen.
Yes.
Right.
Well, this is anecdotal evidence from a human being that
Yes.
has dealt with autoimmune issues
Yes.
your whole life.
Yes.
You have.
Okay, so I think that's a pretty
Something to say too.
it's a pretty good claim to make sure that you get out of the way. You know, it's like I am just a citizen here. So I'll give him that
he
much
says
credit.
it, but he still tries to give himself authority back by like, I've dealt with autoimmune issues. Sounds like he's already like familiar with things more so than you are, so you can trust, you know. But really,
Yeah,
there's
he's
no
coming from
science to back this
experience.
shit up at all. What you're about to hear, there's no science.
So let's get into some of the claims here.
Have done this for how long now?
I've been on a pure carnivore diet for about 2 months and a very, very low carb, greens only, modified carnivore diet for about a year.
So in the year,
And a low carb diet for 2 years.
so from the time that I've known you for what, 2.5 years now, something like
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
When I first met you, you had much more weight on your body.
Yeah.
You looked different.
Yeah.
And you were back then you were eating like the standard diet, right? Like normal people do.
Yes.
Pasta, bread.
All right, so he's getting anecdotal, like, oh, you're looking more healthy now. I'm gonna skip ahead a little bit here.
This is generally what I fear paleo people will like devolve into, and I'm like, oh, this is like the extremism of paleo. That's like doesn't follow any science. What are you fucking doing? Like, this makes no sense. Where are you getting your fiber, Jordan B. Peterson? Like, where?
And he does say here in this clip, we might run into it, that he hasn't done any blood work as well. So there's literally no
Yeah.
statistics to his
You take a
anecdotes.
lot of salt with what you're hearing.
But this is just so crazy. I mean, Scott and I are not vegans, but I'm sure I can only speak for myself that I can see that there's definitive advantages to a vegan diet if well maintained. And I have good reason to believe that there are like the inflammatory response around meat has some, all these other things like that. Plus, I just don't like being cruel to animals. And this is intriguing to me to promote a carnivore only diet. especially with no foundation of any kind of stats or anything like that, blood work.
So that's something that is very masculine, and Jordan Peterson's audience is all men.
Yeah, that was. I actually was gonna make that point too. That it was. That it's very much like, it feels like you're subjugated. You're getting power out of subjugating another animal. Now I don't know how to eloquently make that point, but it does feel like a very broy masculine thing to need to
in some ways.
to need to do that. I'm like,
I hope not very much.
I hope not, but it does kind of feel like a masculine thing to do, I guess. Like, oh well, I hunt for my meat and things of that nature. Like you mostly hear that, or at least I did growing up, from the burgeoning try hard alpha males. Was things of that nature, of being more dominant on the food chain in a very like animalistic sense. Now I could be totally just reading way too much into that, but of course growing up in Texas you get a little bit more of that hunting culture, I think. Yeah.
No, I mean I was sold some similar stories at that in some similar ways.
Okay. All right. So the experience wasn't only mine.
It's a Midwest thing.
I grew up with like a lot of hunters and things like that.
Sure.
Like,
I did too. It's a southern. It's got a southern thing to it as well. It might just be in ubiquity.
A lot of people get it.
Yeah. But he does start. Jordan does start talking about
story. You know.
Jordan does start talking about the his daughter's experience with this, because she's the one that turned him on to this. Apparently, she has adverse reactions to everything but meat. So let's go ahead and take a listen here.
Can I?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Khaleesi there.
Can I give you an?
Oh yeah, let's answer chat too.
Khaleesi too.
Guys in my high school, excused from school for the first day of hunting. Yeah, that's just. Yeah, I think my school had something like that too. You like had to show your deer tags or something. You know, it was just kind of ridiculous.
Of course, there was also bring your tractor to school day. Wow.
That's interesting.
Okay.
Our high school had that once a year.
That's interesting. I feel like someone who's watching this in archive is going, well, the Texans probably had bring your horse to school day and we didn't. That didn't happen. You want to bring it back there, Dalton?
We have bring your horse. There's been a horse to school.
Oh, I mean, you were allowed. It was no big deal if it happened, I'm sure, but I don't remember it actually happening in my memory. But it could have. But there wasn't like a set aside day like bring your tractor to school day. That's kind of humorous in my opinion.
Just more so to chew on while we continue this clip. So he has autoimmune something going on, autoimmune disorder in his history of some sort, and I just want to bring up, animals get cancer too. Plants do not get cancer. I don't know exactly where he's sourcing all of his meat that he's supplying on his carnivore diet, but
I don't think he actually mentions it.
Something to think about.
Local supermarket, probably.
That's what I was gonna say. Exactly.
Local supermarkets, a scary option if this is what you're doing as your diet, I would hope. Because I know Joe Rogan like hunts his own meat for, you know, he like supplies everything himself from the wild. I don't know what Jordan Peterson does in Canada. And I would worry what his audience is doing and where they're getting their meat from as they're losing weight on this diet.
The idea that
if they think it's okay on an autoimmune disorder, then talk to your doctor, folks, before you listen to Jordan B. Peterson. That's all I'm trying to say.
All right, let's power back into this.
What was the motivation for cutting out the greens?
Well, all of the motivation for this has been my experience with my daughter, because she has an unbelievably serious autoimmune disease. I just talked to her this morning.
What is it called?
Well, it's arthritis. And my wife...
That is not an autoimmune disease.
thank you.
Also, I don't think I caught that the first way through. I only
Thank
listened to
you.
this like once.
When I
Holy
was,
shit.
I watched this whole Joe Rogan episode.
Is
I
it
watched this whole Joe Rogan episode, and
What?
that I caught that the first time because it just stuck out like a sore thumb. Can some,
Autoimmune disorder to me is AIDS.
yeah, something
Autoimmune
something
disorder.
that
Hey.
impacts
Yeah.
your immune system. How does
Cancer, like
arthritis
I thought of.
does arthritis affect your immune system in any way, or am I just nuts?
We're not even talking about the same fucking autoimmune. Like,
Yeah, like
didn't
I'm so
catch
glad
that.
I caught
Holy
that.
shit.
I'm so glad I caught that on
Everyone
the
with
clip here.
arthritis should eat carnivore diet. Gee, no, please do not listen to this.
Oh, in rheumatoid arthritis, it is an autoimmune, apparently, according to
Is that how it
Khaleesi.
works?
She says in autoimmune arthritis, such as rheumatoid arthritis, your immune system attacks the lining of your joints. This leads to inflammation that can affect your entire body. This is
Not know
why
that.
I like chat.
Okay.
Learn
Why I
something.
See?
like chat. It stuck out to me
I
though,
didn't
right?
think of any of this before. I'm kind of reacting. Holy shit! I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. So let's run that back here.
Unbelievably serious
Okay, so it's an
autoimmune disease. I just
autoimmune.
talked to her this
What is
morning.
it called?
Well, it's arthritis, and my
That's
wife
probably
always
what
had
that
a
is.
suspicion that this was dietary related, and
Why?
I didn't say rheumatoid.
No, he didn't.
well,
no.
we did notice that when Michaela was young, if she ate oranges or strawberries, that she'd get a rash. Like there were, and then when she developed arthritis, if she ate oranges in particular, that would definitely cause a flare. It was the only thing we could see. The problem is that in order to identify a dietary component, the response has to be pretty quick after you eat the thing. Like if it's 2 days later, how the hell are you going to figure that out?
Right.
A lot of these responses appear to be delayed for 4 days and last a month. So good luck.
Okay, those timescales I don't necessarily see as being reasonable, but I'm also not his doctor. But I can definitely empathize with Dr. Peterson here with just trying to detect your dietary problems with like elimination diets is incredibly difficult. But a 4-day delay on symptoms is weird.
Food poisoning is usually like 24 to 48. And
This all, as St. Michael says, this all sounds like something you should tell the doctor, not make assumptions yourself.
right.
We're with you.
right,
This is
right.
the whole panel is in agreement, I think, here on this.
But we live in a world where we don't have health care and go to doctors all the fucking time, and sometimes this is what's on. Ugh.
Okay, but here's where I think it's going to get particularly dangerous, is he's going to make the claim that it cures all these crazy, weirdly non-connected things. And I don't think I showed you this clip before, Scott, but I want your reaction off
I
this.
already did. Oranges and strawberries.
But no, but like he's literally gonna, like, how many people do you think suffer from like depression? Like if he put so much effort into saying that this carnivore diet has such an impact on depression that some people that are sad are gonna try this and get a hell of a lot of cholesterol going into their system. But
Doesn't eating more meat actually lead to more depression?
that would be an interesting. I don't know. That would be really interesting to find out. But let's get to that actual claim. I don't want to speak ahead of the beloved Dr. Peterson.
Luck figuring that out. And she thought, oh, it must be stress. And then she thought, wait a second, I really changed my diet. When I'm studying, all I do is eat bagels. All I do is eat bread, sandwiches. She thought, maybe it's the bread. So she cut out gluten first. And it had a remarkable effect, like a really remarkable effect. And then she went on a radical elimination diet all the way down to nothing but chicken and broccoli.
How was the first step there not, am I glucose intolerant or not?
Why doesn't it start with a more balanced diet and then figure out, like, you're only eating bread and you're depressed? Yeah, you probably feel like shit.
Yeah,
Like,
so that's exactly right, Michael, is that first fruit seemed to be the issue. Now it's bread, but you're going to find out that it's everything here in a minute. It's building, guys. And this may sound like we're just making a big deal out of nothing, but when it comes around in the end, I think you're going to see why we chose to take this clip, not just because he pissed me off last week with his climate change denial, but this one I came across later and I think needs addressing.
And then her symptoms started to drop off one by one. Like, and like one of the things that happened is she started to wake up in the morning. She started to be able to stay awake all day. And when you're only staying awake for 6 hours with Ritalin, staying awake all day, that's like having a life. And so a whole bunch of things improved. Then her depression went away. And I've had depression since I was 13 probably, and very severe. And I've treated it a variety of ways, some of them quite successfully. But it's been a constant battle. And my father had it, and his father had it. And it's all just rife in my family. It's like it took her 2 years to figure out that really what she could eat was beef and greens, and then she figured out that she could only eat beef.
There it was, guys. And we're also, based on your last comment there, Khaleesi, we're not advocating that a vegan diet is a panacea for all dietary issues. But he is. But you can also do any diet wrongly. You can do a lot. It's real easy to do something wrong, I think. I mean, everybody always pulls up that example of, well, you can drink too much water and die. I mean, you can do anything. You can do anything wrong. Yeah, but the idea there is you can pretty much do anything wrong.
Hopefully, you're not at risk of that. Like,
yeah, no, that's obviously I'm obviously jumping off the deep end with a I don't remember what the term for that argument is. I should brush up on that. But no, yeah, you can do vegan diets wrong. You can do a lot of things wrong. But this diet though, you can only eat meat. Only eat meat. Where are you getting your vitamins, man? Where are you getting your fiber, like Dalton said earlier?
All the vitamins that are injected into the animal before you slaughter it.
I was watching.
Vitamins, like already been chewed vitamins.
I was watching a vegan channel that I follow because he does really good. Recipes, and he's pretty scientific as well. He was doing an expose on paleo diets and things like that, and he would go to everybody's paleo, like the paleo website that they would be, you know, like the website for these people, and they would always have vitamin supplements. Like, you're admitting failure. Like, you're admitting failure from the beginning. It's actually pretty genius because you're creating a diet that has like I guess a brand to it that creates a deficiency which sells a product, therefore creating a false need that they're artificially creating a need for a product. And that's pretty genius in a capitalistic society as far as I'm concerned, but pretty fucking stupid and shady.
You're yo-yoing people that are really trying.
Exactly.
I feel bad for them, and I hate that. Like,
exactly.
Yeah, people get stuck in these like failure ideas because like
if you need a vitamin supplement because you're deficient because of your diet, I mean, you take we're not advocating that vitamin supplements are bad. We're saying that if your diet requires vitamin supplements from the get-go, why can't you get that vitamin in your diet?
Yeah. I mean, vegans get
saying.
Called out for not having B12, but really most people don't get B12. That's a non-argument.
Oh, don't put this on me, vegan.
I have to bring it up since, you know, people looking back in the chat.
Oh yeah, here we go.
So the greens themselves.
Well, look, so what happened? Okay, so
even Joe Rogan,
2 years ago, she said, Dad, you have to try this diet because you have a lot of the same symptoms as me. Now, I didn't have arthritis, but I had a lot of the other symptoms. And I thought, oh, Christ, okay, Michaela, I can try anything for a month. She said, try it for a month. I thought, okay, whatever. I can hang by my fingernails from the windowsill for a month. It's like,
what a crazy claim. What a crazy claim. I mean, I'm not even gonna like nitpick any further than that, but it's just why say that?
Another piece to nourish on. If you're at a caloric deficit, if you have a diet that's always like less than your recommended what you're burning every day, you're gonna lose weight, and you might feel good losing weight doing that, no matter what you eat, even if it's a carnivore diet.
Khaleesi makes a good point.
She does, but it's still counter to my point being that all things being equal, like if you don't have a deficiency that's like genetic or chemical or something like that, like if it's all like if you have just a dietary deficiency. That's what I'm talking about. And that's the reason why a dietary supplement being a part of a diet is, in my opinion, admitting failure from the beginning.
I don't know if you want to say admitting failure, but
I'm just really, really rude towards diets. To me, they look like detoxes and things like that. A lot of them just look like a bunch of scare tactics. I mean, the paleo diet is ridiculous.
A good diet should be well-rounded enough to
that's all I, and that to me,
that makes sense.
That to me escapes the boundaries of branding, and that's why saying, "Oh, this is a paleo diet," is, or this is the blah 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 diet, is saying, "Well, this is a deviation from a good diet." I think that everybody should just be like, "Oh, this is my version of a good diet," or something like that. I don't know. I'm way off topic because my diet is shit. I am awful with. I am not your dietary. If there's anybody in this chat you should take dietary question or advice from the least, it's probably me. So listen to Dalton. He's got it. I'm not gonna make that claim, Scott. Shut up. I make poor decisions. All right, let's pound through here. I want to get to No Man's Sky before we get our guest online.
Like, it's just not that big a deal. And so I went on a really low carb diet. Okay, so this is what happened. I had gastric reflux disorder, and I was snoring quite a lot. I stopped snoring the first week. I thought, what the hell? That's supposed to be associated with weight loss. Because I had gained some weight. I weighed about 212 pounds, and I'm about 6'1½". So that was my...
Okay, so we're at snoring. We got snoring. I wish I could like put up a list or something. I don't have that. I should have done that earlier. Here we go.
Maximum weight. I stopped snoring, which was a great relief to Tammy. So that just quit, and that's a big deal, right? Because if you snore, you have sleep apnea, and then you don't sleep right. It's like not a good thing. Okay, next. I started waking up in the mornings. I'd never been able to wake up in the mornings my whole life. I always had to stumble to the shower, and then maybe I could wake up. It took me
So morning lethargy. We got morning lethargy and snoring.
Snoring.
Thank you.
an hour, and I felt terrible. And so all of a sudden I woke up and it was like, oh, look at that. I'm awake in the morning and I'm clear-headed and things aren't gloomy and horrible. It's like, well, isn't that weird? Then I lost 7 pounds the first month. I thought, 7 pounds, that's a lot in a month. And I'd already gone for a whole year on a sugar-free diet and I didn't lose any weight. And I'd been exercising.
Sugar-free, but did you cut out bread and gluten?
No, it was just no desserts, no sugar, no. And I thought that might...
Does that not sound like a weak sauce diet to anybody else? I just don't eat sweets.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like to me. It's
Joe Rogan knows enough science to like
Joe Rogan actually like
onto veganism, I think.
He actually pushes back a little bit, but then at the end he goes, "I'm going to try this." I'm like, fucking
yeah. It's very frustrating to me. Yeah. It fits his niche too, I guess, or his audience. It's very I don't know. Maybe not Joe Rogan.
One of our friends is concerned with your video game choice, Scott.
Who?
There's no better
Chaos Void.
Oh.
He asked if they unfucked it. We're gonna find out. All right, let's get back to the clip here.
First try.
I do it. Didn't make any difference at all. 7 pounds. Well, then I lost 7 pounds the next month. Then I lost 7 pounds the next month. I lost 7 pounds every month for 7 months. It's like
That's pretty amazing. How did you coordinate that? That's like that's a linear drop in weight. That's pretty amazing. I'll give you that.
I throw away all my clothes. I went back to the same weight that I was when I was 26, and my psoriasis disappeared. And I had
Okay, we got psoriasis now. Wait, are you hearing this, Scott? Are you picking this up?
Yeah, that's
pulling ailments out of his ass halfway through the story. Started out as a pretty healthy, regular guy, right?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. All right. Let's get back.
It's the worst sample size for this diet I've ever fucking heard.
I know. Like, yeah, the sample size is 2. Scott, it's gonna get better. Just it's gonna get better. Here we go.
I had floaters in my right eye, and they cleared up. And then.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I'm gonna back it up. I need you to hear it again.
Dr. Ross, please.
And I had floaters in my right eye, and they cleared up. And then the last thing that went away from me, I was still having a bitch of a time with mood regulation, and that sucked because when I changed my diet, I didn't respond to antidepressants properly anymore. They weren't working. And
Sounds
so
like
although I was
a
getting
mood problem.
So And then he's chemically unable to use antidepressants now, which I also found weird. I'm just eye floaters. Really?
Eye floaters.
Really? This is so great. My floaters are my friends.
Lung full of hormones at every bite, just by definition.
Yeah, I'm wondering what
Like,
chemicals
and
went
his
into
mood's
those.
Stabilized. What?
That's not how antidepressants work. Yeah. I don't think it is either.
Better physically on a variety of ways, like radical
doesn't-
ways. I was really
Radical.
having a bitch of a time regulating my mood, and I was having sporadic, really negative reactions to food when I ate something I shouldn't. So that took about 1.5 years to clear up. And
Okay, is anybody else getting the mental image of him eating a banana and getting really sad?
Yeah.
I'm just, I'm just. All right.
Oh.
All right. I think there was an incel joke that I should have written before we went live there, but that's pretty
Oh,
good.
maybe. Damn.
That's pretty good. We'll write it in the YouTube clip later. There'll just be a random cut to a different scene. Here we go.
I was still really anxious in the morning up to 3 months ago, like horribly, and then it would get better all day. People said, well, you're under a lot of stress. And I thought, yeah, I've been under a lot of stress for like 10 years.
I'm a god. I can handle
It's
it.
a lot, but it wasn't any more stressful than helping my daughter deal with her illness, that's for sure. That, no, this is something different. And she said to me, quit eating greens. And I thought, oh, really? Jesus, Michaela, I'm eating cucumbers, lettuce, broccoli, and
it.
chicken and beef. It's like, I have to cut out the goddamn greens? It's like, try
Why
it
do
for a
we have
month.
Any logical
Okay.
reason for anything? Fuck it.
Within a week, I was
Diet.
25% less anxious in the morning. Within 2 weeks, 75%. And I've been better every single day. I'm better now, probably, than I've ever been in my life. And I haven't been taking antidepressants for a whole year.
Water and fiber.
Yeah, lettuce is fibrous water. So these truth claims. This is why I needed the middle section.
So I don't know what, and I weigh 162 pounds. Like I have and I've actually gained musculature. I've been doing some working out, but not a lot. And so
Oh, you.
I can sleep 6 hours a night, no problem. I wake up in the
All you
morning,
have is
I'm awake.
protein.
If I take a 15-minute nap, that used to take me an hour to recover from, that's gone.
Sleep
Here's the
lethargy
coolest
again.
thing. I've had gum disease.
This is This is gonna be real here, real quick. I want to watch Scott's face. This is gonna be brilliant.
Gum disease. You haven't had sugar in fucking like 3 years. What are you doing?
Gum disease
Don't
and
brush your teeth
gingivitis.
after you
Here's
nod
the
and
coolest
like
thing.
the throat.
I've had gum disease since I was 25. That's been serious enough to have, I've had to have minor surgical interventions, scraping and that sort of thing to keep it at bay. It's gone. I checked with my dentist before this last tour. No inflammation. And that's associated with heart disease, by the way, gum inflammation and gingivitis. It's a good risk factor for heart disease. It means the systemic inflammation is gone. And it's not supposed to happen. You're not supposed to recover from gingivitis. And my gums are in perfect shape.
Did you not hear that he just said you're not? This isn't supposed to happen.
It's a cure-all. Here, have some snake oil.
No, have some snake meat.
Everyone else that does this is having opposite results, but what do you know? Since you're listening to me, what?
See, this is Dalton's complaint about Joe platforming bad ideas.
Yeah, that's kind of the problem. Like, I really like Joe Rogan's spirit in a lot of ways.
I've actually become more of a fan of his as of late, but this is
when he pushes back sometimes too, and
I do too. He's definitely.
I thought I could kind of trust that guy.
If you have ever watched Dave Rubin, he is so a pushover in his interviews. I mean, it's couched in letting the other person talk, but Joe still has a spine.
Yeah, and I feel that there definitely needs to be a little bit of let your guest speak. I get that.
Oh,
but
for sure. Why else have a guest on? But of course, I'm probably going to talk over
fucking
our guest.
endorse every guest and shit. Like, I don't know. You can have a brain yourself too.
What? These ideas are radical. You liberal. Here we go.
It's like, what the hell? So here's what happened. I lost 50 pounds. It's like, that's a lot, right? I'm nowhere near as hungry as I used to be. My appetite's probably fallen by 70%. I don't get blood sugar dysregulation problems. I need way less sleep. I get up in the morning and I'm fine. I'm not anxious. I'm not depressed. I don't have psoriasis. My legs were numb on the sides. That's gone. I'm certainly intellectually.
I just leg numbness.
It fixes everything. Just eat meat. All meat, all the time.
Go.
Every day. Every meal.
Go.
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
At my best at the moment, which is a great relief, especially doing this tour. Depression is gone. I'm stronger. I can swim better.
Okay.
And my gum
It
disease
has
is
to be
gone.
eating,
It's like, what the hell?
And you've done no blood work, so you don't know what your lipid profile is, or
No, I'll get that done again when I go
do you
back to
take any
Toronto.
vitamins?
Nope.
I'm
No, I
interested.
eat beef and salt
I'm
and
interested,
water.
Joe, too.
That's it. And I never cheat.
Everybody hear that?
Beef, salt, water.
No, I eat beef and salt and water. That's it. And I never cheat.
I think we've seen enough of this clip.
Ever. Not even a little bit.
No
Nothing.
soda,
Uh-oh.
no wine.
I drink club soda.
Well, that's not. That's,
Beef is considered a
Hi.
carcinogen. Class 1.
Fixing.
We are having slight technical difficulties.
I don't know what happened.
Factoid in the middle.
Well, that was interesting.
Carcinogen diet only for an autoimmune.
So let's get some before we hop in. While I'm loading up No Man's Sky here and doing some other adjustments. Let's get some final thoughts. Let's start with the vegan. Dalton, what was your impression of this dietary recommendation?
This is frustrating that this fucking exists. And even got a this is like the spirit of paleo for a lot of people. Like they essentially just want to applaud their own bad ideas. That's all it is. You're just finding like that's the cycle. That's how fat diets get started. They make you feel good about the ideas that are kind of keeping you down. And then you kind of work out a little bit more and you do a little bit better and it has some good effects. And
The vegan
holding
guy.
yourself back. Think about it.
The vegan guy that I like, he made the point that you can, if you go from a piss poor diet to a really good diet, and pick up smoking like 2 packs a day or something like that, you'd still see improvements in your health if you changed your diet.
Yeah, exactly. But why'd you pick up smoking?
No, and that was clearly a fallacious suggestion, a facetious suggestion, I suppose.
Fallacious?
Fallacious, no, facetious suggestion. But the idea is that you would still make health improvements on top, even with a negative. Yeah, it's. Like, even if you do see those health benefits, like you said, like even if it inspired you to go and work out more, like you're gonna still see some health benefits.
Yeah, and when you lose a little bit of weight, since you've been eating at a caloric deficit with just I don't know, what is caloric deficit with just beef and salt? That's like 14 ounces a day or something. If you're just chilling, being a doctor, talking to people on Skype.
Oh man,
Yeah.
some of those videos are really frustrating, even
Not
for
everybody
a
that's following
non-vegan.
you is eating that much. They're just like, I worked out today, so I'm gonna eat 3 steaks, and overdoing it. And if they're listening to your advice, they're not probably listening to a lot of other sound advice, and this can lead to some really bad ideas. Dangerous shit.
Yeah. So that was a incredibly low sample size for that diet. I will just put it at that. And I have very low opinions of most diets of this nature.
Thanks for pissing me off.
And that was the conclusion to our new fresh segment, Trigger Warnings, brought to you by Distraction and Discussion. You'll love it, we'll hate it. All right. I'll come up with a better tagline later. Let's get into something that Scott and I are going to get irritated about. And we
Trigger
would,
warning.
if this, yeah, this whole episode is a trigger warning. If Dalton wasn't so, you know, on a mobile device, he'd be joining in on this just masterful piece of fun here.
Next week, maybe. I'm getting close.
We are all going through transitionary periods that are causing issues.
I have the servers started up.
Excellent. Capturing the window now. Oops. Well, that's awful small. Oh, I don't want to do news clips, that's why. Okay.
Dokily dokily. Artichoke? That's not
I'm on an ice planet, looks like.
just nice, dude.
Oh, okay. So you join in the game so that everybody that's playing together has the same procedurally generated environment. Is that what I'm getting at?
Seems to be that way.
Okay. That kind of makes sense, right?
You hop into each other's worlds. That's essentially what we needed. It just kind of shortcutted it.
I may have made a mistake.
I'm going to share the game.
Got him.
Got him.
Yeah, Adam. Suddenly need a Bud Light.
Uh-oh. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna die.
Get wrecked.
Oh, get out of here. Oh, right.
So far, so good.
Connecting. Ew.
That's what that sound is.
Upgrade required?
Upgrade?
To get my old save data? I wonder what kind of upgrade that means.
Or to start a new game.
Yeah.
Probably to have new game makes sense. Well, Ice World.
Oh, frame rate.
Yep.
Wait,
Yep.
is there in-game chat?
I think so.
Oh, I hear double of you.
I died.
Is yours frame rate or is it just mine?
Not once I'm in.
Okay. I'm pulling all of 6 FPS right now.
10 out of
10
10.
out of 10.
Anyone know how to bring up
the
voice chat options?
I'm not someone.
Oh,
Sorry, guys.
the cancer level in my head right now is awful.
You have to mute the hit escape. Oh, you.
Alex, you need to mute him in Discord.
I just need you
mute
not.
him in Discord right now.
God damn.
You can fix this.
Need to do
And
the
you'll
thing.
only hear him through No Man's Sky for a little bit, and it'll be fixed temporarily.
Yeah, but when I go to do that, it messes up your camera.
I turned off voice chat. It's
go.
fine.
There you go. You did fix it.
Okay. Fine.
Okay.
I really need to not manipulate Discord from from the main computer because it messes up your camera position. I don't know how to fix that yet.
Okay.
because the window shifts in position and the OBS doesn't window capture like lock to your face, which would be a fun feature, but I don't know how it would accomplish that.
For the folks at home, there's no duct tape, but we're still professional.
I look around for duct
Close.
tape.
There's currently no duct tape. We're pretty professional.
A lot of professional things happening around the outer scenes, but when it all comes together, there's not enough hands and things for me to get what I want accomplished done sometimes.
No, there's a good amount of lean and pull to make everything work. It's great. Okay,
it's been saying loading shaders this whole time.
You better have the best fucking shaders of your goddamn life.
Okay, so wait a second. The trigger warning is still on Dalton, apparently.
No, this is hype. Let's go. No problem.
For everybody,
game has always been played.
For everybody at home, you can't see it because Scott's in the way on screen, but it just says loading shaders at the bottom this entire time. It has not changed.
Yeah.
It has not loaded anything else. And my frame rate counter has been fluctuating between 17 and 8.
It's fluctuating. Like it might succeed, but I don't know.
Oh, it's gonna like come out the other side with like 800 FPS probably, just to be ridiculous. The remastered edition of Red Faction, if you turn it off VSync, it like frame locks at 250 FPS. Yeah, for some reason. Oh, I found I last week I mentioned that THQ was doing that naming thing of like, remember Remars Turd edition?
Oh, yeah.
The other one that I was struggling to mention was the Definitive edition of oh, now I just totally blank on the game again the minute I want to bring it up. I've got it in my library. Hold the fuck on.
Holy shit.
No,
They added something that boosts your jetpack for a short while.
Of Darksiders. Darksiders 2, the Definitive edition. Like Definitive. Yeah, it's so dumb. Holy crap, the FPS just went back up. All right, that's enjoyable.
Dude, those shaders are on point. Let's go.
Activate shaders. I want Discord to say that when I open it now.
The most highly shaded initial.
Okay, I don't like the sound that's happening right now.
Luckily, I can only barely hear it, and it's only like slightly shitty. Don't turn it up, please. Don't say it.
So, like, is that a threat?
No, it's okay. Please.
Also, I'm having a chroma key issue over here. Shut up.
I'm probably gonna die again.
It sounds like you're being attacked by the alien from, not the alien. What am I trying to
I'm just
say?
trying to get to my ship at the moment.
Okay, all right.
Beginning of Full
All right.
Metal Alchemist.
I'm about to go all 90s on you mofos. Anybody, like, I just got triggered for the Good Charlotte song. I Just Want to Live. Anybody remember Good Charlotte? I just want to live. Down, 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 down.
Bad. Yeah.
I need like
I
a.
feel nostalgic. I skipped that one.
Yes.
I haven't thought about that one in a while. It's funny.
I love that Alex. What? Oh yeah, when I'm looking at Twitch and things, yeah, like I have my screens arranged really interestingly, so it looks like it used to trouble me all the time when we were initially setting up this podcast that when I went to if I went to look over at my co-hosts when they were physically in the room with me, if my on-screen personality didn't turn in the direction of my on-screen co-hosts.
Oh yeah, it gets so confusing.
Uh-oh, technical difficulties yet again. We lost Scott. And the triumphant return.
Oh, I need to get a new.
What do you got going on?
my internet.
Oh.
New modem at MoDEN, you said?
Oh, what did I miss, Michelle?
Get choppered out for me.
Tell me what I missed, Saint Michelle. I didn't get to read the comment, I don't think.
Again?
Oh, interesting.
Read it?
He says, when I look behind myself as a viewer, it looks like I'm looking at the screen behind me that's displaying the game. Kind of like the thing I was wanting to emulate. Anyways, so that's pretty rad.
Oh. Hey, that's a cool idea. And I'll look up essentially at
Yeah,
the game.
yeah, absolutely. That's pretty
Even
rad.
though it's not actually bigger.
Yeah, well, I mean, the way that I would like to present the news clips in the future would be like doing something like, what is that, Vanna White or something from Wheel of Fortune?
Is that the worst Vanna White I could have ever done?
It's fine.
You start keeping my ego strong.
Scott, you're breaking my heart. You're breaking it very much.
I might be back.
Welcome back.
So, is it you having tech problems? Is that what I'm getting?
I think it was
You good?
this way. I don't know if that came through because
No, what did you say? You think it's what?
Oh, I think it's Discord. I think Discord was messing up on me because every time I turn on my camera, Discord would restart. So I fully restarted Discord.
It's just in case we do lose you, we will be re-getting Scott. Scott won't leave us tonight unless he absolutely has a major failure.
Yeah, I may have to restart at some point.
To a desk
but
it's like a game of Saw.
I made it to my ship.
Is it just me, or is this initializing screen taking a hell of a long time?
I thought
You see that? You see that
E.
button? Press and hold E.
You gotta be kidding
Press
me.
E, dude.
That's a
Middle
button?
click.
That's a button?
Middle click, dude.
I was looking at every other part of my screens except for the goddamn game. Oh, this does look better.
I may just have to go to voice.
We're gonna supercut me telling you.
Because if I hit this button again, it's gonna kick me back out.
What the hell is going on with this Discord? Yeah, I gotta get out of...
I'm gonna switch to just voice if you want to cut me out of...
Okay. Yeah, I gotta do that real quick.
James.
You are which one? Oh my god, this voice. The filter they're using is awful.
I might have to do Discord on my laptop or something.
Huh. Well, that would take the load off, right?
Yeah, it's the hope.
Okay, I will say the graphical improvements are pretty stark.
Oh yeah, it looks a lot better.
I'm probably gonna die before I open my drink. All right.
I really wish that voice was contract. Really.
Return your scanner.
I'll leave this game 1,000.
All right. So let's see. There's an icon over there. Is that my ship? I will say that putting in a third person mode automatically makes me happier. Holy crap.
You're supposed to be able to
That's
switch
why you're
between
in
them.
charge.
Say that again?
Probably better.
You're supposed to be able to switch between the camera modes, but I'm not sure how.
Yeah. Yeah, I believe you are supposed to be able to.
Looks like stick mode 1.
I like the default
I
setting.
see you off in the distance.
Is that the icon? Whoa. Again, we're still having technical difficulties with Scott.
Just pull out a lightsaber.
Yeah, that's your mining tool.
Cheating. Game does look.
Yes.
Doesn't look like it's gonna be a game.
All right, I think I'm gonna need to restart.
Okay, we will be back with Scott as soon as he restarts the system.
Just take a 5.
Yeah, we're gonna take a break because I don't want to be doing this and have your camera be messing up as much as it is right now.
Yeah, maybe that's a good time to take a break anyway. We got a game going for you. It's gonna be great, guys. It's a lot of fun. We're gonna get pissed.
Also,
it's
we're gonna
the
come.
best game ever.
We're gonna
check out those shakes. Go.
We're gonna get our guest in chat probably midway through playing the game. He'll probably intro the piece, talk about it. Dalton will probably help out with discussing that as we kind of wrap up things, and we'll cut the game later and join in on the conversation. But until then, we're gonna take a quick intermission here for Scott. We'll probably take another one to get our guest in later, but please be back with us momentarily. gonna go to guests.
Oh no.
Oh dear, what is that? That looks bad.
So
Shane, my
many
eye looks
people.
Perfect, right?
Whoa, what is happening? So many Alexes.
What? I'm drunk.
Are you drunk?
We're live on Twitch, I think.
Jesus. Yeah, we are live on Twitch, by the way.
Bang. You liar.
Yeah.
Bye.
See, there we go.
Oh, God, watching Twitch and listening is
And welcome back to Distraction
Hello.
and Discussion. Again, I am your host, Alex, joined as always by Scott and Dalton. And we have in this special episode a special guest. You can hear him, you can't see him. It's Saint Michael.
Shalom. Guten Tag.
So, we...
Hola. Ning hao.
All right, his multiculturalism is showing here.
I'm as white as they come.
There you go.
Buenos dias.
So Saint Michael comes with a particular story for us that I find particularly interesting, and that comes from the corrections facilities here in America. And
America.
The best place.
And you happen to work in the corrections field, as it were.
I do.
And
Secretly.
have an insight. So
Secretly.
So tell us.
I don't really know if there's an insight, but...
Tell us, what do you have for the stream today?
The Nebraska Correction Services on Tuesday, they, as many people eloquently put it, Scott including, they did a state-approved murder.
Okay, so we're outing Scott's opinion here. Okay.
You've been pre-assigned that argument, bud.
Yeah, now you gotta walk that one back, Scott. Thanks for coming back to the stream.
There was an execution of Kerry D. Moore, I think is his name. His last name's Moore, that's the only thing I remember.
And this is significant for
Kerry
a few
D. Moore.
reasons.
This is the first execution the state of Nebraska has had in 21 years. Last one was in the electric chair back in 1997.
That was
I don't know.
William Ote, I believe, wasn't it?
I don't know. I didn't research that much.
I actually had an article.
I remember it was with the electric chair. That was when the electric chair was
Correct. That is the
almost
last
finally
execution of the electric chair and the last execution in the state of Nebraska until Tuesday.
Gosh, I wonder. That sounds just truly terrifying.
Yeah,
The
what a
electric chair
crazy
itself. Yeah. And this hits close because we all have lived in Nebraska. I recently have left, but this would be yeah, right. This would be relative local news as far as I'm concerned.
Actually, I'm pretty sure it's national news, really.
Oh, I guess that's actually true.
I mean, I don't know. Most of the stuff I found was local, but I think it'll get national attention.
As viewers of the stream can tell, Scott and I are still making our attempt at No Man's Sky here.
Hopefully I don't keep cutting out of Discord.
Right. But we will continue to attempt to participate in the conversation. I read in my brief musings over this topic, saw that this was also controversial because of the chemical used.
That is true, and I have lots to say about that.
And that I think we're gonna come into some interesting content there because I'm not sure how everyone feels. It feels like there's probably something interesting there, at least in my opinion.
Why did they say it was controversial in the stuff you found, Alex?
I believe because it was, I want to say they were making the comparison to the Nebraska corrections facilities just basically got street drugs and shoved it into someone's arm. I think was what they were going for, and I'm not sure. Yeah, I think that was the implication.
Sure.
All illegal drugs are street drugs.
So, the drugs that was used. Okay, so first off, one of the things I found was that we used fentanyl, which is a pain medication used in hospitals. It's not illegal.
Yeah.
It is completely legal. It's not a street drug. Well, it's as much as a street drug as fucking heroin or anything else. You know, Sudafed.
You know what fentanyl is, though?
Fentanyl? Yeah, it's an opioid.
Yeah.
Opioid.
Yeah.
It's used as a painkiller.
I believe it's one of the most ubiquitous ones out there for the that were blamed for the epidemic, as it were.
Yeah, there has recently been a lot of fentanyl overdoses in the United States. I don't have any data, but I've heard about it enough that there are people dying by the truckloads in America right now because of fentanyl specifically.
The last statistic I saw, and I believe it was off of CBS News, was around 30,000 deaths last year to fentanyl.
Yeah, which is a fair amount, especially for a drug that's been here for a few years. What was that, Dalton?
I've given a dosage before, like it was like a daily thing. It was like a patch, and the like when you're like the lethal, like you're getting to that point is like triple the dose.
Yeah,
it's not like so you really could accidentally like take way too much with these things. Like they're not, and they're super addictive. I mean,
correct. Definitely a drug that should be used by prescription, by the prescription of a doctor.
Kind of a scary drug. I would never take this drug.
I guess, but I mean, hydrocodone can easily kill you too. And to be fair, it could be a learning curve, just like morphine used to be or cocaine used to be given to pilots back in like what, World War II, so they could stay up longer, stay awake longer.
Cocaine.
Huh?
I also wouldn't take cocaine.
But we didn't know back when it was first made.
Sure, I mean ignorance, I think, is an argument worth making, only in the sense that it doesn't hold up today.
Cocaine doesn't. But
no, I'm saying that the ignorance doesn't hold up because we definitely know about it now. We definitely know that cocaine is not. Yeah.
Dalton's not coming through on stream.
Dalton. One-sided conversation. Me and nobody.
How is that possible?
How is that possible? And Scott is?
Scott's not the broken one.
Is Scott coming through though?
I think so. Unless you're just not coming through loud enough.
Talk, Dalton?
Yeah, Scott's coming through.
What?
What?
Hello, hello. Be really close and be really loud and really see.
You're really not that loud still. I mean, you're at 200% on my Discord. Okay. I can still barely hear you, so.
Yeah, I'm at 200% as well.
Dalton, just fix your computer already. God.
He's working on it.
Maybe if I turn everybody else down, turn Discord up.
Maybe.
Yeah, see, even Michelle says even if you're really close, she can still barely hear you.
But it's not like he's coming through, but it's not very loud.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a volume issue, not
something I can fix, or I don't
talk louder.
I'm coming through real weird on stream.
Yeah, visually you're not going to come through at all right now. Because I am having to adjust Discord settings pretty outrageously.
I can be loud. I can try and be loud. I will consciously be more loud.
You might be better now.
I might be better now. Like I can talk this level.
He doesn't
normal?
sound better on Discord,
Oh,
but
well.
I'm not.
No,
Just
it won't
not
sound better on Discord. I'm talking about on
Okay.
stream. I'm worried about
That's
stream.
fine. No, that's fine. I can deal with him on Discord.
Tell me what to do. Papa.
Get a mic for your face. I don't know.
Oh, like a headset.
Okay.
Weird.
Hopefully that is better. We'll see.
Hello.
And
I can actually hear him now. Khaleesi says she can hear him now.
I just came back in time to die of hypothermia. Cool.
Proud of you. So one of the issues people are having with fentanyl is they're saying that it's like rubbing salt in the wounds of families who have had family members die from overdoses.
I did hear that exact quote.
I feel that's extrapolating. That makes it seem like we specifically chose fentanyl for this purpose.
Oh,
Like, yeah, no, we're gonna kill him with the fentanyl because of fuck those families. Ha ha ha. Look at me as an evil
Yeah,
government.
I think I need a little bit more to that claim. You're right.
Yeah, I'm not with that either.
Yeah. And maybe it's just today's society of I'm offended by this. That I'm having the issue with. There's no reason you should be offended other than you're gonna be offended.
Yeah, I'm with you. This one's kind of bullshit.
And the last point with fentanyl is I can't remember who because I didn't write down the fucking sources like an idiot. But they said fentanyl was not announced before the execution, so no drug companies could argue that they don't want their drug used for this purpose.
Yeah, because no.
Yeah, I heard that in an argument from the German company. Right?
Welch, that is also false, because on January 19th of 2018, Kerry D. Moore was notified of the drugs going to be used against him or for the death penalty, and fentanyl citrate is labeled there, plain as day, along with the other 3 drugs that we use as well. So, and again, the same announcement was made to another inmate on death row back in November 9th in 2017. Same exact drugs. So we've known about this for almost a year. And yet they're trying to say, well, we obviously weren't notified, so we can't. How can we defend against something we weren't notified we're going to be using? Well, we made the announcement. Not our problem. This is mainly me bitching about the media. Fun fact.
I would be intrigued to see how they actually did get the fentanyl.
We have fentanyl.
We
have
just out of curiosity, not for other reasons. What was that, Dalton?
I'm pretty sure we got it in like an unapproved way, like in a way that was. Wasn't there a story behind that where we got?
There's a story behind it that we got it illegally.
Yeah.
When we just aren't saying the source that we got it from, which could be the manufacturer said we don't want to be labeled. Here's the drugs. Don't call us again. Don't mention us again. And we said, okay.
Got it from Russia.
Anonymous.
Russia
Okay,
gave us the drugs.
Putin and Trump working together
That's the
to
real
kill an
secret.
inmate
That's
in
what's-
Nebraska.
That's what's hush hush. Interesting.
Yeah. I mean,
Gotta get those
A lot of
votes
work
from
to
Ben
pass on that.
Sass.
Yeah, right.
Just to
don't know.
appease your conservative base, you're gonna kill this guy. That's kind of what it felt like as I was reading some of those articles too. Like the governor was like standing behind my conservative followers, killing this guy.
I mean,
Actually, that was
Pete
something
Ricketts
else
is the
I
one that
saw.
brought back the death penalty, even though it was abolished. A
Well,
year before that.
it's still by a vote of the people. So Nebraskans said we want to get rid of the death penalty, voted, and they said, okay, we're getting rid of it. Then Nebraskans
really
said,
am
we want the
annoyed.
death penalty back, so they said, okay, here's the death penalty again.
People
none of
just
it-
don't know what the fuck they want.
Well, and that's true, but that's true no matter what you're talking about.
I don't know.
And
I
to
don't
be
know how
fair, you
this
can't.
helps anybody.
Well,
Anyway,
It doesn't. I don't really
that
know
came
where to.
from.
Huh?
Sorry, dude. I didn't mean to like end you.
No, you're
Like cut you off there. Like, Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, I don't know. I'm just really not for this guy. Like, he killed 2 people when he was like 18, just being a dumb kid, like trying to prove himself a little bit, kind of gang mentality. It sounded like.
I don't think he's in a gang.
This?
I think he just killed two cab drivers.
I heard like, yeah, he killed the second person to prove that he was man enough or something like that. He had no reason to kill the second guy, and so that's why he's like guilty, execute, 56 years or whatever it is, like so many years later. I don't know.
The thing that I found interesting that you brought up,
Feels
Dalton,
like such a waste.
would be the letter that he left.
What letter do we?
Oh yeah, he said that there were other innocent people on
he admitted
he
that
was
he
guilty.
wasn't innocent.
He admitted he was guilty and that he killed those 2 people, but he said there were other innocent people he knew of that were on death row.
Sure, because
In his opinion, and of course,
Where in the hell is my ship?
that is a good point. Who knows who else we're gonna start killing? This is a precedent we set that, like, maybe we don't care if they're innocent sometimes.
You know, Khaleesi, that's
I've
a
heard
hard
some
question.
horrible stories.
which is worse, state executions or the initial release of No Man's Sky?
Jesus.
I mean, they're
Trigger
both
warning.
pretty bad in their own right. That's your ship. I don't want to repair your ship.
You should repair my ship. I'll take you to your ship, Nat.
That was really good. Holy shit, Trigger. You both have a ship, or do you have to share a ship?
No, we should both have a ship.
Can you fight each other?
Signal booster made.
Doesn't sound like fighting.
Pew pew.
So I think most of us are gonna disagree with the death penalty, probably for similar reasons, but probably just stand against it on principle. I know I'm against the death penalty personally.
I'm in that boat, but I don't know if everybody is. I'm against the death
Well,
penalty.
my thought process to bring this up was was just all the controversy around the death penalty. Not saying we should have killed him, no, we shouldn't have killed him, but like especially because of all the issues people had with fentanyl. And somebody mentioned that Moore wasn't the same man now as he was in '79 when he committed the murders.
Yeah, he sounds like a much more reasonable guy now that he's been in prison.
Which my issue with that though is, well, should we just exonerate him of his crimes?
No, but I don't think that's the blanket solution. But the places that have the lowest recidivism rates tend to be the places that have rehabilitation and release as an end goal. I can't remember which country it is specifically, but one country has your maximum sentence is like 14 years, I think. And then after 14 years, everybody gets a re-review and you can get sent back for another 14. But no one is ever sentenced to life or death, being that those actually mean the same thing.
Yeah, the idea being that everybody's going to come out of that prison at some point and be your neighbor at some point. And so no matter what happens,
I'm in the middle of nowhere and there's a blizzard
we're working to
coming
be
in.
together again.
You're gonna die, Scott.
Yeah,
That's
probably.
Can you make it back to me?
I'm more than halfway to my destination. I'm hoping there's an inside at my destination. There's also a cave here if I absolutely need it.
It told me to make the signal booster. How the fuck do I do that? Let's see.
It's in the Z build menu. You have to hit Z.
Oh, the Z build menu. Ooh.
Yeah. Oh,
Z build menu.
Temperature is.
The hell do I
Water.
get carbon nanotubes?
Way better than the eye.
You have to build those in your inventory. Hit
Ah.
tab and then click on an empty spot.
This is.
It is minus 95.9 degrees Celsius, and I'm in a
What
blizzard.
shitty planet.
Carbon. Who would have thought that carbon nanotubes required carbon?
You'd think.
No, no.
Come on. Oh,
I
you
could just-
look like a shelter.
I could just pick up your signal booster.
Ow, 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 ow. Why must you use
That's
your claws
the-
when getting up on me?
Good move.
And how the hell do I get inside of this thing?
So
I'm in.
that's not carbon. No way is that carbon.
It's carbon.
No.
It's living. It's carbon.
That's anything but carbon. No way. Nope.
That's a
Not
tree.
carbon.
That tree just vaporized. What the fuck?
Trees are made of carbon. You know this.
They're made of
top
wood,
and
and
bottom
they should be
matter
indestructible.
That's an old joke. If anybody is curious on the destruction in the new Rockstar games, if anything's made of wood, they are indestructible.
Oh yeah, I love that cannon.
That cannon
What
makes
the
me
fuck are
happy.
these Physics. This is so dumb.
You don't
So
know the
choppy.
you don't know the physics of this planet.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't know
Even
what
destroying
life
the
is on.
tree was like shitty looking.
Nope.
Skeptical.
Can't get anything from that. Back to the ship.
Oh, max FPS 30? Are you kidding?
That's the
Your
default
max
setting.
FPS was
Is that
set
what
up
it's
there?
set to?
Yeah, it's automatically set to 30 FPS max setting.
It's because it's so shitty. It's gonna.
Well, it gives you
be
the
a
option to
random-
go up to max 110, 90, or 60 and just lock it at probably... I'll lock it at 110. My
I'm
system...
updating my graphics here. This... Everything's like low.
I know.
No, it's not gonna run.
Drops it to 15 FPS.
Is that just because it's not a restart required for settings to take effect? Are you shitting me right now?
No way in hell I'm doing that right now.
Are you kidding?
This
Oh,
game
that
takes
it-
10 minutes to load.
I know. I was like, I'll never get back in.
You
Or
gotta
at
load
least
those shaders again, bro.
the minute I will say the
Shaders for those trees.
the FPS lock was immediate though. Go ahead and change your
Yeah,
It does
FPS.
look a lot better.
Yeah, like this
Yeah,
is
you only change the FPS.
this is immediately better. Oh, this is something I didn't get. I was given access to a PS4 recently, and it's not the Pro version. So in some of the Pro optimized games, they have for the first time on consoles, they have like graphics setting adjusters and shit like that, right?
Okay.
Okay.
But here was something that I found interesting. I don't know what the hell I'm doing, just wandering aimlessly. Was that the non-pro edition had just a very, or the game had two very generic settings, either favor resolution or favor frame rate.
Sure.
But the lower quality system was locked to favor resolution instead of frame rate. By either the game or Sony, it was locked. It said pro version, pro version only. I guess.
Well, but
Like-
they're locked at 30 FPS on the non-pro versions anyway, so frame rate, it's
That's
going to
true,
run
frame rate
any of the
wouldn't
games
matter.
that come out for it
At
at 30
30.
FPS.
I would
Forces
still,
a lower quality game all the time, but it's gonna run smooth.
I would still prefer a smoother experience that was consistently 30 instead of stuttery 30.
Well,
I'll be
that's
straight up
why you
I've
have
honest.
a
had any
PC.
stuttering issues on the PS4.
No, I mean the PS4.
I've had my
Since
PS4 since
16.
right after it came out.
The PS4 is, I've had a really good experience with it, and the frame rate is very comparable to PCs. A
Curve your tongue.
little bit. And I will say I've been really enjoying having access to a PS4 for the exclusives. God
I
of
don't
War has
think
been really
exclusives should
fun.
exist. I hate exclusives.
Socialist.
No, that's fine. I'm okay with this. I really don't see what's wrong with being a socialist.
No, I'm obviously glass housing you.
It's
real
the boogeyman.
Yeah, it's the boogeyman for sure.
Well, that's me. That's me.
What
All
do I
right.
need to make? I need to do carbon nanotubes. That's what I'm doing.
You can build a factory to make those for you.
What?
There you go.
Make him play
What
Factorio
do I
somehow.
need?
A
Just the one?
refiner.
You need coal.
Nice.
Coal and iron and copper. So much copper.
Fuel-powered inserters that also insert coal into themselves.
Again,
I hate that so much at the beginning.
Again, if anybody can't tell, we are all Factorio fans, and Scott and I are experiencing this game.
Are we? Because you don't really play Factorio, Alex.
I just do it offline to fuck with you.
I wish I could play multiplayer Factorio.
Yeah, the minute the server comes
be
back
real
online and we
nice.
can all play, I'm jumping in. But you're all just gonna leave me in the dirt. The deal is that playing with people who are vastly more efficient and effective at Factorio is very much less entertaining for
Honestly,
a burgeoning player.
I have no problem just like sitting back and helping you. Like that's what I usually do anyway. I usually just pick up the stuff that like.
Yeah, I
Well,
usually
we
go.
Here I
to
have
do
like
the
400
ammo
hours of
factory.
experience in Factorio.
Yeah, I look at the whole thing and go, all right, what do we need to do? All right, I'm going to work on that. We need more electricity. How do we get more electricity? I'm going to work on that.
There's the hermetic seal. Okay.
I really need to work on
Hermetic?
trains.
Hermetic?
Hermetic.
Hermetic?
Okay.
Hermetic.
I'm gonna go ahead and just say this now. I'm actually a little bit. I'm actually really pleased with the animal creation so far. That's weird.
I haven't looked at much of the animals, but I'm very happy with the crafting system.
I've already screw crafting. I've already run into two different kinds of creatures.
A naked emu. Two different kinds of creatures.
Yes.
It's like
We
a
did have a
dog.
really low bar, I guess.
Well, okay. The bar is extremely low when you're talking about No Man's Sky. Okay.
Sure.
I remember my incoming blizzard. Are you kidding me? I actually in my first vanilla playthrough of this game, I should not say. I ran into the same creature on several planets. I'm just like, all right, I'm
Nice.
done. I'm just so done at this
Hey,
point.
maybe that creature was able to fly through space. You don't know. My goal every day is to make Alex facepalm.
Oh,
I've succeeded today.
now where have I gone? I've succeeded today. Oh God. This is why I
Yeah,
ignore
we
you on occasions.
Assume unexplained physics.
That's just me.
That's how the game.
I
Life
just
support
want to
system
be
low.
loved.
Just want a hermetic seal.
No. You're gonna freeze to death.
Yeah, I
Life
am
support
actually.
Systems at 50%. Build an igloo. Come on.
I don't know how to craft on the fly.
Well, take a
can't
machete.
craft
You
on the
shouldn't
fly
be that far
anyway.
away from your ship.
Take a machete and you just carve out blocks and stack them.
Should have flew your ship to the hermetic seal.
I can't fly the ship without the hermetic seal.
You're fucked.
Seems like you should problem solve
Parents
a
must
little
hate
better.
having you home. You're so loud.
Oh yeah, it's a lost cause at this point.
Hopefully you came in.
There was this was a video I had questioned playing on this week's stream.
You got one?
It was a video of this. There was kind of like a Discord chat, like what we're doing now, going on between two alt-righters, and one of the guy that was the guest was his dad starts calling him from the other from like outside the room, and you just hear him going, "Jason, get out of my room," and shit like this, like interrupting the stream and everything.
What the fuck?
I questioned playing it because I was sitting there going,
Yeah, I don't know.
that sucks, and I can see that happening to me. Especially with how loud I am. Just either my mother or my father just knocking on the door and going, "Hey, shut the fuck up."
Yeah.
Nothing will ruin your credibility like that.
No, yeah. Sorry, Mom.
They're
You know.
rare.
I live in a basement.
Alt writers are real cutthroats, so if that shit happens, it's gonna get out and get spread around.
Oh my god, you have a robot on your back. That's adorable.
I feel like they're taking a page out of Death Stranding with that.
My ship is fully functional now.
All
At
right.
least one of you's not failing.
This is why I was uncomfortable with the one being the one that streams games at this point. I should be the one that's hosting the talking and things like that, not actively just trying to tell the world how piss poor I am at playing games and taking intuitive hints.
Just play Borderlands together, Alex.
There you go. I'll still find a way to fuck that up.
Oh, don't worry. Yeah, you totally will. Especially with fall damage on.
Left 4 Dead 2.
That is a game I actually missed.
Really?
Yeah,
It's a
it
fun one.
was a game that my buddies had it and I would play it vicariously, but never actually owned my own copy.
Really?
Yeah.
That's shocking.
It's probably like $1 now.
Yeah, you're right.
If you got a PS3, I'd totally give you my copy since I don't play it
Of
anymore.
what game?
Red Dead.
Red Dead.
Oh, Left 4 Dead.
Yeah, I need to
2.
replay that.
No,
I have that somewhere.
Left 4 Dead.
Okay.
Oh, Left 4 Dead.
Oh,
I have played the hell out of Red Dead.
that's why I was so surprised. All right.
No, the only reason why I have access to a PS4 currently is because I have a friend of mine that thought it was literal blasphemy for me not to experience Red Dead 2 on launch, and I'm going, thank you so much. I'm just like trying not to show my gratitude. Let's see
Goodbye,
here.
Scott.
Uh,
Scott just flew off the planet.
no analyzer visor installed. Okay, very cool.
Yeah, you have to create one.
Yay! Is that the Z menu again?
It's 1 carbon nanotube, by the way.
Hopefully you have plenty.
I have
If you had a
carbon.
factory, you'd have lots.
Probably shouldn't be using all of my fuel.
Ah,
Taking off and landing.
do it. I believe in you.
Scott's stranded in space by going too fast. Go save him.
Oh shit!
Just gonna
Oh, shit.
attack
That plant just had whip action.
with whip-like reflexes.
That plant
Can
contained
we-
oxygen.
Can we kill and eat that one, Dalton? Or is that against you too? It doesn't have a face, but it sure attacked him for no reason.
I really don't want you to rely on me what you can and cannot eat.
No, I just want you to answer the question.
We're waiting.
We're waiting. Vegan. He says as a curse.
The fuck is that thing?
The plant that attacked him.
Is it a plant?
It was a plant. At least it looked like a plant.
What about Venus flytraps? Can we Venus flytraps, Dalton? They're plants, but they eat things.
Yeah. If you want to eat a Venus flytrap, yeah.
Okay.
How do I
Weird.
increase my life
Probably
support
don't
system,
eat
Scott?
it.
Thank you for acknowledging the thing I can eat.
You what now?
How do I refuel my life support systems? do I
Go
eat?
into your exosuit tab,
That's okay.
go to life support, and then it's oxygen.
Second. There we go.
Brr.
Oxygen.
Where are the blue spiky things that I
Oxygen.
need? Need to create more lift
Wait a
up
second.
fuel.
Lift up fuel.
Lift up fuel. Is that the official name?
Its official name is Starship Launch Fuel.
Oh, damn it.
I was close.
It's not a terrible name. Lift up fuel is fun.
Oh, that is. I remember that. That's weird.
What?
Having to add the oxygen from one inventory slot to the life support inventory slot.
Yeah, it's a really fun system. It almost feels like a game.
Wow.
But
All right. So then I need to repair the pulse. Oh, yay!
Huh. Interesting.
Dihydrogen jelly. That
So
sounds
nice.
that sounds real.
dihydrogen jelly.
So I need dihydrogen.
Is that like dihydrogen monoxide?
Ice?
I don't know what element jelly is though. Other than horse hooves, and Dalton doesn't like it.
You're thinking gelatin.
Nah, dude. What else is jelly made out of?
What?
I think you're thinking of
It's
gelatin.
usually
Jelly.
gelatin.
Yeah, like no.
I use preserves only at my house. Thank you very much.
You would.
Wow. You pull off this proletariat bit and then just totally go, you serfs and your jelly, and I use preservatives only.
I'm the wild card, Alex. You know this.
Sir. Pectin only in this house.
Like
I don't plan anything. I just wing it.
Like, I'm imagining you have Bud Light and then Dijon mustard next to each other in your fridge.
No, I have yellow mustard and not anything other than Bud Light. Swap to class.
Yeah, I hate yellow mustard.
Oh, I do too, but my wife puts it.
See, I knew I could bring in mustard and trigger Dalton.
Yellow mustard's so bad. I mean,
We just
very
put it
rarely
in,
do
deviled
I
eggs.
want to like nostalgia ballpark some yellow mustard. But
Right back.
I've
that's
only
once
put
every
yellow
2
mustard
years.
in deviled eggs.
Dijon's still better there, though, I think.
Ugh.
I like yellow mustard on hot dogs.
I don't like
I don't
mustard.
really, but sometimes for nostalgia. Only on like, yeah. Not
Should we
gonna
do
put
another
yellow
trigger
mustard
warning
on a
I just
vegan
found
hot dog.
online?
Go for it.
Of course, if you're fighting for your country and get shot or hurt, it's a terrible tragedy. But maybe if you get shot by the dude you were shooting at, it's a tiny bit your fault.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Alex, I did another trigger warning I found on the internet.
Oh God, hit me with it.
Of course, if you're fighting for your country and get shot or hurt, it's a terrible tragedy. But maybe if you get shot by the dude you were shooting at, it's a tiny bit your fault.
Nobody wants to like bring up ever. Like, when's a good point? When's a good time to bring up that point and like be right?
Maybe.
Never, never.
Son of a bitch.
I did not mean to place that marker.
How dare you?
Scanner
what the fuck?
recharging. Okay.
That marker is ruining my game experience. I'm sorry, ruining my experience.
All I'm saying is, if this, you don't have enough to pass judgment at this point. That's sodium.
Oh,
I
you
mean-
can call your ship. That's fantastic.
Oh, I'm so glad they added that. That was so tedious.
Captain Planet was the first children's show to deal with HIV and AIDS. The episode involved a villain who brainwashed the community, making them think HIV could pass on by just casual contact, making the entire town hate a young man who was infected with HIV. That's really old.
That's. Is that not really dark to anybody else?
Have you seen old cartoons?
Yeah. It
They all
still
have
it still
very
shocks me
dark.
though. Oh, I need to myrtleize this sentient plant for its oxygen.
The first
Oh, I thought
successful
I saw one.
company to
Maybe
market chow mein in the United States was founded by the son of Italian immigrants. He used
There's-
Italian spices in his recipe. President Ford commented, "What could be more American than a business built on a good Italian recipe for chop suey?"
While you're at it, Michael, look up for the this day in history. See if we got anything good there.
The what history?
This day in history shit.
Ah, that takes work. I have to move.
Oh, work. Oh.
I think I
am a
remember
guest
seeing
in
an
the
article about
State
this
approved murder
game.
somebody else?
No,
What?
not yet.
Oh.
Well, kind of. I mean,
That
we told
was
someone
hype
what charges were
news.
used against him, but there hasn't been a death. He hasn't been notified of his upcoming death yet.
So generally, the argument around the death penalty wasn't this
Crap.
is wrong. Is that what I kind of gathered? It was about like
How do you
it's
mean?
done and what drug it is and drama like that.
Oh, no, it's just, I figured there's enough argument as to why the death penalty is wrong. I didn't feel the need to add
Oh, okay.
more into that.
Just
I mean,
making sure. Okay, that still happened. Just checking.
well, yeah, but
There was
that's not the issue I
actually
had with.
there was actually even protests, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I was tempted to go to those protests, but
He didn't.
I want to go to a death penalty protest on my birthday.
Yay!
I mean, happy birthday, that's fine. But, like, I'm not gonna do that on my birthday. Almost went there, that's a good idea.
Happy birthday, Dalton. Somebody
Yes.
died on your day.
Yeah, I wanted to try to have a good day. I didn't sound like a
50 off my
place to
debt.
have. Whoa.
I named an animal on this planet.
Recharge.
Did
Kill
you?
it. Kill
Oh,
it.
did you found you did you have to tame it or anything?
No, I just had to scan it with my visor.
That's a really low bar for naming animals.
It's not Pokemon. That's a game.
Let's see. You create pure ferrite? Or do I need to find pure ferrite? Oh, I need to
You
construct
need to
a
create pure
refiner
ferrite.
thingy.
Now you've got it stuck in your head forever.
I do.
John Williams is the man.
Oh, such a great song.
That soundtrack is great. That whole
I need oxygen.
Oxygen does tend to help you breathe.
All I need it as a building component.
Is it announced what you are as a No Man's Sky? Like, are you a person, or are you just some entity in a spacesuit?
cyborg.
You're just a walking spacesuit. There's nobody inside.
Oh, okay. Okay, Doctor Who, calm down. Fast Nostrada.
Probably
Well, I'm gonna go
use-
check out another planet. There was one that had rings. I'm gonna go to that one.
I wonder how far I can track you, so that I can catch up with you when I'm done.
Check this one out. I bet you'll be able to go kind of far. You wanted to talk about Beto O'Rourke?
I do. I was actually planning on just pulling up his platform. If you wanted to do that, I don't know if you have a second screen while I'm playing.
I could do that.
Or we could always do our traditional bit of teasing and not fulfilling.
Yeah. Well, we've got a little bit of time left. We could just talk about Beto for like 10 minutes. And
Yeah, we can do some more research on him. I plan on doing more before the actual primary, or not primary, but the general there.
It's pretty tight. He's running against Ted Cruz, right?
Yes, it's Beta versus Beto. You'll never find a bigger beta male than Ted Cruz. Meh.
Beto on the issues from his Beto for Senate site. Here we go. We should all have a chance to succeed.
Pie in the sky liberal.
Jobs for Texans who are ready to work. Education and training to be competitive.
I'd like to hear how he intends to do that. Anybody who says improve education, I want you to, okay, how? Because you hear that from people like Betsy DeVos, and how she would improve the education system is by privatizing it. And you're wrong.
So
That sounds awful.
education, no public tax dollars should be given to private schools.
Yes! Yes!
Wait,
Yes!
are there tax dollars given to private schools?
Oh, so much, especially in Texas. It is awful.
Why?
Yeah.
Then it's not really a private school, is it?
No, that technically defies the term private school, but absolutely, tax dollars go heavily into the pockets of private schools currently under this system.
Yeah.
Huh.
So that
Betsy
is
DeVos-
No
actually a
wonder they want to
contentious
get rid of
point.
music in public schools.
Favor of private.
Say that again, Michael.
No wonder they want to get rid of music in public schools, because we don't have money, because it's all going to private schools.
Yep. Yes.
Thank God for that.
Beto
Thank Trump for
also
that.
wants to increase public funding for low income and underserved communities. Jeez.
You want to say that
But
again?
There's like too many
But
R's. Underserved communities.
All that's going to do is give money to the illegals.
Yeah.
Why don't we just give
Everyone
them
who's
a
low
voting
income
card?
is illegal.
Because you guys are against that. Dalton's really against that. That's why.
I am against voting ID law. Public school teachers should have their retirements protected by ensuring that we do away with the windfall elimination provision.
What's
I
that?
assume is a provision that gets rid of public teacher retirement.
What?
I don't know. I can
Say that. You say that again. Say that again. I don't think I caught that.
Windfall elimination provision. I'm looking it up.
Is that all that it said on the website? I was trying to read something. I didn't hear the.
It doesn't have a link. He's going to eliminate this to help protect retirement for teachers.
Teachers don't need to retire.
Is a statutory provision in United States law which affects benefits paid by Social Security Administration under Title II of the Social Security Act. While in effect, it also affects the benefits of others. That's like the most useless sentence. Useless sentence. Jeez.
The hell is that?
That's a dinosaur.
You want it to be a dinosaur. Let's just be honest. I listened to that song John Williams is the Man so many times that I can't hear that I can't hear the Jurassic Park theme without hearing the Star Wars lyrics over top. So you have a twin sister who Obi-Wan was wise to hide.
That way. If you're that one, then perhaps she will give
Given to your hate,
That's
you
right.
are mine.
Yeah.
I love how that's actually like a thing. Get destroyed.
By the Falcon to an asteroid to the princess.
Copyright strike.
Yeah, right.
Did you just get bumped by a Triceratops?
It was in
That
my way.
legitimately looked like a Triceratops.
It's the spaceships, it's monsters, it's Star Wars. Head into you, episode 7.
So let's all stand in line
Yes.
Most of the time. Join the dark side.
I got a terrain manipulator.
Be with.
Oh, yes.
Oh.
John Williams is the man. Everybody needs to Google that right now. My high school select choir actually performed that.
Nice.
It was really fun.
Nice.
Yes, I desire this. Good.
I don't know what I'm doing with this terrain manipulator.
Oh, isn't that like the tool to make things like to raise or lower the terrain? And don't you actually get some of the minerals by doing that?
Maybe.
All systems functional. Okay, cool. We'll see if we can catch up to Scott. Oh, all right. Ooh, okay. So they've changed how the ships work a little bit.
Yeah, the flying is a little bit more difficult.
I appreciate the learning curve, though. How do I look around without turning the ship?
You don't.
Okay, that I don't much care for.
Well, I mean, if you're in space, if you just shut off the thrusters, you should be able to spin around in a circle without changing your velocity.
It's true.
So
Whoa!
much sodium.
Draw distance on these asteroids. Holy crap.
Space to use your fast.
Oh, yes. Okay. The warp drive.
Some of us are getting really close to you.
Yeah, I feel like
You'll be fine.
the computers in this universe are not as advanced as they are in Star Wars.
More advanced than Star Trek.
Okay, this episode is a trigger warning. Though I think the triggered recipient was focused or is ignoring you actively.
Yeah,
He's just mad because he doesn't get to play with us.
David is golden. You're right. Sorry, I don't want to pay $60 for half a game.
Damn.
We're overselling it.
Damn. What does Kelso say in that 70s show? Burn.
Darn.
Been watching Scrubs recently, so when you said Kelso, I'm just thinking Bob Kelso from Scrubs.
Oh, Bob Kelso.
Then you go burn. I'm like, that's not what Kelso is. Kelso has never said burn. Oh, wait a minute.
I will say that Dr. Cox is one of my favorite characters of all time.
Oh, hands down.
Because he was played brilliantly, and then and then B, his character was so
Well
like
done.
you didn't know quite what to expect, I guess. Just in the sense that he would go from being incredibly a part of the story and then just immediately, fuck you, I don't care, do your shit right.
Well, yeah, but at the end of the day, he's always going to be there to protect, because he's the doctor to be a doctor to save people.
Yes, and
not to make money.
He was such a good character. I will say that was one of my absolute favorite parts about Scrubs, was Dr. Cox. Oh, planetary interference on the warp drive. Okay, so that's vaguely Star Warsian.
Oh, you haven't landed yet. It showed your icon as being here, but
I'm in planet.
That's cool.
How do I land? What's land?
E.
Thank you.
Just hit the ground. You'll stop moving.
I don't think No Man's Sky allows you to crash.
He's constantly floating.
You can crash into things, yes.
Oh, they didn't used to let you
I
crash.
hit some trees and it
But did you hit the
didn't
ground?
feel good.
But did you hit the
No.
ground?
No, I did not hit.
See, I don't think trees will make you land. I think you'll just gonna take damage to your ship blows
Oh,
up.
I opened the thing. What does
Which
it
would
do?
also cause you to land, actually, now that I think about it.
Fuck yes, cobalt.
I opened the thing. Now what? I'm gonna shoot it with my laser.
I ain't just throwing fit.
It says I need to gather copper, but I'm gathering cobalt.
Okay, Terraria, calm down.
Ferrite.
Answer the communicator by pressing X.
There's a lot of fucking cobalt over here.
Wait.
Wait.
Well, it says answer the communicator by pressing X, and I get this menu. So where's the communicator?
Press X.
I did. This
You
is
have to be in your starship. You have to be in your starship.
Thank you.
I forgot
I
about the
wouldn't have guessed
communication.
that.
Hiss. I'm already here. I don't need to learn how to ride the starship.
Thank you, Michelle. I appreciate that little turf of information.
So you have a tutorial quest, but no game.
You're right. I was giving too much credit. Way less than half a game.
Answer the communicator by pressing X. What the shit? Okay. There we go. Oh yeah, you have to like learn the languages. God damn it.
Where are you going? No, that's not you.
That's
I do
someone
have
else.
I do have
many other people
a
are
coordinate that's off planet. Not enough fuel in the launch thrusters.
Says I need to gather copper.
I need uranium.
Which one's fucking copper?
Probably the orange one.
Sodium deposit.
Starship launch fuel.
Copper deposit.
There you go.
Where are you? What do you need copper for?
Oh no.
It's just what it's telling me to get.
Oh no.
Follow the coordinates to find the signal source. Oh my god, my signal source is on another fucking planet
no.
than yours.
Ah.
Okay.
What? You didn't
Oh,
get the
shit.
same signal source?
No, we didn't.
Alien artifact. There's an alien artifact over here.
So you're even playing the same game now?
Maybe I can
Scott's been
use
playing
this one.
Astroneer this whole time.
Yeah. No,
Or
actually,
there's
I think
multiplayer.
it's letting me. I think it's letting me use yours.
Now I'm gonna have to call it a night here very, very shortly. I've gone a little longer than I wanted to. But
Alright, last check.
what do you think of the game so far, Alex?
I'm gonna keep playing. Actually, I didn't think I'd say that.
I'm actually really enjoying it. This is a lot better
This feels like
than
what
I expected it to be.
And the reason being is because now it feels like the game you were almost promised.
Close, yeah.
Sure as hell couldn't have gotten worse.
Oh, it probably could have, knowing Hello Games, but
What do you know about Hello Games? This is such a foray into their repertoire.
this is one of the only games I know that they've ever created.
Yeah. Big animal. My gamma
And
is not
they
set
promised so
correctly.
much, and fucked it all up for what, 2 years? 2 years we've been waiting for this?
I think it was an unacceptable
years.
amount of time, personally. But the fact that I'm able to play with a friend, which I feel like
If they would have just pushed it back, the release date, a couple years, and put this stuff in to begin with.
it was like 5 years in the making already.
Yeah, but you want the game to be good. It's got hype.
Well, there's
How
a
long did
reason
it
why.
take
There's a reason why
Skyrim to get
Red
made?
Dead Redemption 2 had 3 or 4 launch dates, is because they kept delaying it because it wasn't up to their specs. Hello Games just shoved out a pile of garbage.
Here's what I think
But
they should
it's better now. And
Yes,
I'm
Dalton?
gonna go ahead and put out.
put it out for $20 and added modding tools.
Yeah, that would work.
Put it out for $60 and then have everything else
greedy.
DLC for $20
Now we're all
each.
pissed. Yeah, but it's easy to make DLCs when you have modders like giving you ideas all the fucking time, right?
No, I was trying to make a point that
Let
that's
your
what games are
community do
nowadays.
it for you and like let their hype like build the game.
So real quick, how much did does anybody know how much like Ocarina of Time cost when it first came out?
I can find out.
Yeah, you can figure it out.
Oh, I just didn't know.
I think my copy came with the 64. A lot of people got it when they bought the new
Yeah,
Nintendo 64.
Well,
launch title.
a game at that time period, a brand new game. How much did it cost at the time?
Wasn't it 50?
Probably
I
$50.
was too young to understand money.
But
50?
and that's fair. That's why I'm asking. Well, yeah, you and Scott are very similar in age. But if you think about it, you paid $50 for a game. Now you're paying $60, and then you wait a year and you get the rest of the game for an extra $20 each section. Really shitty, isn't it?
Well, I mean, if you look at it, like they're kind of getting their inflation out of the way, anyways, because the games probably should like a new game probably should be more expensive than $60 nowadays.
And that's true. But there's a supply and demand. I mean, with the quantity they're selling, obviously there's a fair amount of money being still put in the pocket of the producers.
But just to bring it back to a political point there, you're incentivizing because the let's look at the purchase price of a game as like a wage. Like the company itself, the workers, the developers are earning a wage on their copy. If their wages are stagnated as they are currently, they find more ways of doing more shady things to get their money, like season passes, like microtransactions, things like that. And you're incentivizing nefarious behavior by stifling people's ability to be financially sound. That can be exactly, I think it's very closely analogous, not exactly analogous to like stagnant wages for working class people. You know, you're incentivized. Like if I can't survive and make my rent, I'm gonna go out and sell drugs or something. I have to live.
It
Drugs get you more money.
And you're incentivized to do. You're just incentivized to do nefarious things at that point to survive, and it happens, I think, on both sides. The poor consumer and the corporation, as we see in microtransaction season passes.
Michelle said it was about $60.
60, really?
Really?
Then it hasn't
60
increased
back
my
in that
entire
time.
life?
That is actually really
There's your
interesting.
wage.
I'm
That's
showing
true.
a first edition Ocarina of Time Best Buy sticker on the shrink wrap for the game, says $59.99.
Yep.
Majora's Mask was $65.
Really?
What?
Now, adjusted for inflation, that's closer to $80 and $85.
Yeah, but games don't cost $80 now. They still cost
No,
$60.
because of microtransactions, and I could get really into this discussion, but I need to call it a night.
Yep. We might get back into more gaming news, microtransactions of that at a later date. But again, thank you all for watching this week's episode of Distraction and Discussion. I have been
That
Alex,
helped.
as joined by Dalton and Scott, as always, your faithful hosts, and one of our most favorite guests, St. Michael.
Hi.
We have appreciated all of the views, all the corrections as well. That's why we keep chat up and continue to do our live thing. Again, we're going to be working with format, exploring games, talking about politics. We'll see you next Thursday. Stay skeptical.
Goodbye. And good luck.
All that jazz.
I'm involved.
Love you guys. Thanks for
Bye.